Hi, how you doing? Okay, I hope you enjoyed this playlist. I bet it's the biggest playlist in the world on women in history. You notice nowadays there's kind of two kinds of people. There's unifiers and separators. Of course, in Buddhism, we learned the whole definition of ego is to separate from the whole. So basically, it's an issue of ego. The true struggle nowadays in these times is the struggle of ego. There's a narcissist epidemic. The narcissist epidemic is very real. You'll notice that haters, they always lack that sense of inclusion and appreciation for unity and diversity because they're the type that separate. Really, that's what hate is to separate and point the finger, So, like with transgender people, like with this playlist, it's about women and it deals with women. But like the argument against trans women that say trans women are not real women, they're making fools of themselves because we already have the solution for that. Woman is an umbrella word, There's cis women, letter C-I-S, cis woman, that means same. So meaning you're a woman, the same as you were born. Or a trans woman, meaning transition to woman. They don't know the difference between transvestite. Vestir is to change your clothes, so it's to transition your clothes. A transvestite changes their clothes. A transgender changes their gender. So it's a permanent thing. One is something you do over the, to get turned on at night, or some kind of performance, drag queens or something, and the other one is how you live your life, and it's who you are 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. A trans woman, you transition to that and you stay there forever. Whether you're born that way or not is not a real good question, because this is America. We're trying to make us a functional society, So we already have those words, when they say a trans woman by definition is not a woman, that's because those people are ignorant. They don't know what the word cis woman means. They don't know what the word trans woman means. They probably don't know the difference between a trans woman and a trans man. They just don't have the vocabulary, Like when a doctor talks to you, and they say all these words you don't know, thank goodness they know those words because they're going to operate on you. What if they didn't know those words? They're like, this one muscle over here, I can't remember what it's called. It's some really confusing, you know what I mean? So like if these people are going to be experts on the issues, they need to be educated on the subject. A trans woman has never said she's biologically in every detail down to every chromosome the same thing. That's not the question. The question is, how do we have a functional society of inclusion and unity and diversity? The question is, how does a trans woman live her life? Does she have female struggles? Of course, the haters, these feminist like women that are so like angry about it, Listen, nowadays you have to be a free thinker. Of course, a snob is the opposite of a free thinker. There's a meditation. Spend some time thinking about the difference between a snob and a free thinker. Snobs tend to be narcissists too. They really are narcissistic snobs. They're not trying to unify and make the world a better place. Women aren't in danger. In bathrooms because trans women use that. I'm a trans woman, I know. In a 3-year period, I bet you there was probably like between 1,000, there's probably well over 1,000 men that tried to proposition me for sex. Okay, tried to proposition me for sex. It's a regular part of my life that men think I'm a prostitute. So let's compare notes. In the same city, how many cis women can say in the last couple of years that thousands of men tried to proposition them for sex? Okay? So in a way, a trans woman needs the women's bathroom more than a cis woman does. That's kind of ridiculous to say, but just think about that for a little while. We have our own reasons that we are different. And we do have different reasons for being in women's spaces. But we have American needs in those spaces, though different they may be. Though we have different little differences in our genetics, and though, part of us is female and part of us is male and part of us is something in between, and we are something unique, but even cis women, there's women that are haters, women that aren't, women that are narcissistic, women that aren't. There's just like strong women, tough women, women that would beat up other women, lesbians, non-lesbians. There's are you sure that the proper way to identify the bad guy is whether they're transgender or not, or is who the bad guy is more complicated than that?